Hello, Internet. How we doing? How we doing tonight, everybody? It's a solo night. Haven't had one of these in a while. It feels like it's been so long. Feels like it's been so long since I just hung out with you guys and shot the shit. And there's Scarlett right on cue. Maybe she knew. Oh, okay, all right. Maybe she knew that I didn't have a guest tonight. She wanted to say hi to you guys. How's everybody? Casey Martin, first shot. Nice to see you. Scarlett loves to say hello to you guys, and then she's got to go lay in her bed. Can you go lay in your bed, please? All right, thank you. All right. Hope everybody is doing there. Nice to see you too, Danger. Nice to thank you for that comment there. It's wonderful. All right, how's everyone? I hope everybody's having a fantastic. What do we got? It's Thursday, right? Almost there, folks. Almost there. Well, I want to kind of catch up with you guys, but there is some stuff I want to talk about. There's I want to talk about Oakland and San Francisco tonight, just because it's more of the same, but there's a key point that I want to make here, so I'll get into it. But I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I feel bad because I ignored the chat the last two episodes. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to navigate the chat when I have a guest. I'm not good at dividing my attention, so. Yeah, I apologize if I've been neglecting you guys. If you had questions for either of the guests last night, first shot, don't worry. You didn't derail the conversation last night. It actually needed to go in that direction anyway. We need to have that talk. It's an uncomfortable one. So now it's out of the way, so it's all good. All right. Well, I guess we'll just hop right into things. Casey Martin, first shot, Danger. Thanks for joining in. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. We are going to talk about Oakland first because, well, you guys heard about Officer Tuan Lee. Tragically, Tuan Lee was responding to. Looks like he was responding to a burglary. Let's see here. So the initial report. This is from Henry K. Lee over at Channel 2 News. So let's see here. Yeah, so Tuan Lee is a young officer, and looks like he was responding to a shooting at 9th and Embarcadero involving a pickup truck. And yeah, it looks like he was shot, and they rushed him to the hospital. I think he died at the hospital. But when an officer goes down, it's a big deal. They got the three guys, and we'll get into it. I'll share my screen here. Actually, it's it's always tragic when somebody's like, you guys know. I'm not the hugest fan of cops. I'm not one of those guys that wishes bad things upon cops, though. That's definitely not me. I do recognize how difficult the job is. Just the last, you guys know, the last 4 years have just really changed the way I look at authority. And at the end of the day, officers are enforcing the rules of the state. And I told you guys I had this moment where, because I was trying to be a cop, many of you guys know that. I passed all the tests and went through all the stuff, and I had this epiphany: holy crap, I will have to enforce things that I don't agree with. And that was something I couldn't do. Yeah, and first, you couldn't pay me enough to be a cop these days, especially, could you imagine, here in California? I mean, unless it was just a cop on these nice running trails here. But that's an inside joke for me at first shot. You guys probably won't get that one. All right. Well, yeah. So end of watch, officer. So I don't wish anything ill upon the cops at all. This is terrible that it's happened. I don't want to make light of the cop situation here. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But the thing is, a lot more eyes are noticing that this happened because it happened to a cop. This has been happening to Oakland citizens for months and years now, and it's just been getting worse progressively. Like the security guard that got murdered at the 7-Eleven not too long ago. People are getting murdered in Oakland, more commonly. I'm not trying to degrade the situation at all. It's terrible to an officer and to watch all that. But a lot more people are noticing now because it is an officer, and there's sort of a common theme with this particular incident in Oakland here. Let me just share my screen. All right. Okay. All right. So go to my Oakland folder here. So the common theme here, that the title of this episode is Catch and Release, because a lot of the things that happen, a lot of these criminals are repeat criminals. And you know, I usually talk about this in regards to the fentanyl dealers and how illegal immigrants will get busted. A lot of times it's illegal immigrants from Honduras. And this, I'll get into this later. Chesa Boudin, when he was DA in San Francisco, it was like a revolving door. They could be illegal immigrants that aren't supposed to be here at all. Like if they're busted, they're supposed to be deported. Like that is technically the way it's supposed to be. But they get busted dealing fentanyl, like doling out death, and it's catch and release with them. It's all right. So it's maddening. Yeah, Casey Martin, rest in peace, Tuan for sure. Oh, you're just hearing about the shooting? Yeah, I mean, it's not widely reported on. It's, you know, it's probably because it's not a huge surprise. Cop in Oakland dies on duty. You know, looks like he's pulling over these guys. All right, so these are the suspects here. So I'm going to go to the, let's see here. Oh, oops. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Marina Times here. Okay, so this is from the Marina Times. And they say, breaking, one of Officer Lee's accused killers, Brookfield gang member Sabron Russell, was on probation in Alameda County at the time of his arrest. He was pre-trial charged with kidnapping to commit robbery. Charged with kidnapping to commit robbery. That's not a thing. A slash or sex crime. Okay, they seem to be unclear about what he was charged with. I'll just read exactly how they have it written here. So this is from the Marina Times. Breaking, one of Officer Lee's accused killers, Brookfield gang member Sabron Russell, was on probation in Alameda County at the time of his arrest. He was pre-trial charged with kidnapping to commit robbery slash or sex crime, special allegations for use of firearm, second-degree burglary, and evading officers. Pre-trial case was filed by previous Alameda County. That's a lot of charges. So this is special allegations for use of firearm. So there's a lot of times there's a firearm enhancement for charges in California. So that's the thing. I was going to put out a tweet like before this episode started about how many, you know, there's tons of footage of crime being committed, robberies, carjackings, burglary, whatever, crime, violence too, you know. I wonder how many crimes on camera are committed with California compliant firearms. Like how many crimes on camera that have firearms in them in California actually have California compliant firearms in them? Almost never. You always see an extended magazine. So if it's just, for example, if it's a pistol, what would be illegal? Well, I mean, first of all, it has to be on the California roster. So you can't even tell from the videos. California, you're not supposed to have certain pistols in California. Yeah, like regular 9mm pistol, not on the roster, can't buy it. I guess you can still have it here. I don't know. But you can only have a 10-round magazine. Not 12, not 14, 10. max. So even if you got a magazine, so you always see extended magazines. You can't have those here in California. Those are illegal in pistols. So if you see those, that's not a California compliant firearm. You don't see them taking those off the streets. This is my biggest gripe with firearms. When you make them illegal, they're not going out and taking them away from the criminals. They're not doing that. Anyway, a lot of the times these pistols also have, if it's a Glock, has these little plastic buttons on them on the back of them that essentially makes them fully auto. You hold the trigger down and it dumps the magazine. They're fully auto. That's not legal either. So anyway, that's a lot of times when you see these crimes committed. Anyway, he had he was already on probation, gun charge. This is one of the guys that killed the cop, and he was released he was on probation for. Anyway, all right. So let's go back here. Thank you, Danger. You could buy off-roster guns if a police officer sells you their off-roster gun. Okay, so you just have to do the transfer and stuff like that. All right, I know a couple cops. I don't have any. There's not really any off-roster guns. Can I buy some off-roster magazines? Is that legal? Can we do that, Danger? I sent the email to. I think it's Magazine's Warehouse. Yeah, I think it's Magazine's Warehouse, something like that. And they actually responded to me. They're like, "Nope, sorry, I still can't send them to California, but we're watching it. As soon as you can, we'll send them." There's a 10-day grace period where they're sending 30-round magazines to California, a few months ago, because anyway, all this stuff should change soon. All right, sorry, I was trying to go off on the gun tangent here. You can't have Glock switches there either. You can't have Glock switches anywhere. Those aren't legal anywhere. The point is it's illegal. Granted, it's illegal everywhere. They should be legal though. I think Glock switches should be legal. I still think you should be able to order what was the Browning machine gun that you used to be able to just order and pick up at Sears? Or I think they'd ship it to your house actually. You used to be able to order one in a crate. In America. We used to be a proper country, you guys. JJ, nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. California DOJ sent California law enforcement officers a letter warning them not to sell off-roster pistols, at least not too many, or they'd be investigated. Well, yeah, because then they look like arms dealers. But yeah, I want a Jericho. You can't buy a freaking Jericho. All right, so one of these dudes was on probation, so they went easy on him on crime. So let's okay, this was another one from the Marina Times again. The third defendant, 28-year-old Sabron Ray Russell, was charged with burglary. This guy was let off by Price in November on another case with multiple violent felony charges. Now he doesn't even get charged as an accomplice in Officer Lee's murder. Okay. So you guys dig into this more, but it looks like one of these guys was treated pretty leniently. We'll just, to say the least. It looks like he has 2 previous charges that he was let off on. Okay, but Pamela Price formally tosses special circumstances and gun enhancement against Shadia Mitchell. Okay, so these are the 4 guys. These are the 4 dudes that killed him right here. Oh, wait. Sorry, hold on. Oh, this is a completely different case. My apologies. Yeah, no, these aren't. Tell me these aren't the same guys that killed him. This can't be. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure something out live on air. If you guys couldn't tell, I started this show really late. That's because, I had no time to prep for this show. My life is insane now. I don't know what I got into, guys. I was not. Okay, yes, these are different guys. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, they're all different guys. Okay, that's a completely different case. Sorry, I just had that in the same folder. Okay, so this is Alan Brown, Sabron Russell, and Mark Sanders. All right, so and so Pamela Price. You guys just go to your Google webs here. Wait, hold on, JJ. Let's see. Could it be any more obvious? A collapse is being done intentionally. The border. Well, so what's funny is this to me is the same thing here. So they are intentionally allowing a ton of people in, right? Like the whole Cloward Piven strategy crap, trying to overload the system. And that seems intentional, that they're intentionally flooding our country with people that aren't culturally acclimated to America, and it creates chaos. That's what the Cloward Piven strategy is. Well, in a similar fashion, these district attorneys are acting in a similar way by letting criminals back on the streets. With it's flooding, it has the same effect. You overwhelm a good, well-operating society with a bunch of criminals that just start wreaking havoc, and you don't have the police forces overwhelmed, they can't fix it, and then you end up with Oakland, what we have right now. So just go to your Google webs here and just search Pamela Price Soros. Just search that, Pamela Price Soros. So she's a Soros-backed district attorney. All these Soros-backed district attorneys behave in the exact same way. So whenever you see a district attorney in charge of a large metropolitan area like Chicago or Philadelphia or whatever, and I'm not even sure if Chicago and Philadelphia have district attorneys that are Soros-backed district attorneys, but I would imagine they are, because of the things that are happening. It's this super soft on crime, like violent crime, like real criminal stuff, super soft on that, but then hard on like more blue collar type stuff. You still got the same same traffic tickets and parking violations and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, they all seem to behave in the same way. So Google Pamela Price Soros, and this is just what pops up. Soros-backed district attorney hires boyfriend for six-figure position. Yeah, I remember that. They're under a ton of heat right now. Soros-funded DA gives teen linked to 3 murders just 7 years in prison. Okay, and this next one is billionaire George Soros funding heats up in Alameda County district attorney race. So she was backed heavily by George Soros. So, okay, so enough of that. Go back over here. So let's just check in on Oakland. Let's just see how Oakland's doing, you guys. I know Oakland's not in the district that I'm running for, but it doesn't matter because these same ideas are everywhere in California. So this is just... Sorry, headphone warning, folks. My bad. Hopefully I didn't break into your guys' eardrums there. Yes, first shot in San Francisco. There is a lot of Black on Asian crime. Yes, it is true in San Francisco. That is happening. And it's something that people don't really like to talk about. So did you guys see this? You guys watching this video? This dude's got an ATV out there. He's got a quad, and he dumped it, and it starts dumping gas all over the place. I thought for sure. So now that his bike is sitting in that's a giant puddle of gasoline. that his bike is sitting in. I thought for sure we were going to see a video of this just going up in flames, but it didn't. So you see all the gas pouring out? Look at all the gas just pouring out of his tank. These morons, and then a car drives by and they're doing, and it hit these idiots. So this is happening every night, like these crazy sideshows, and cops can't do anything about it. They don't have the manpower to break this stuff up. This is like every night in Oakland. This is like a Tuesday, It's just, it is wild out in Oakland. It's overwhelming the police force. So you got these sideshows going on, right? And meanwhile, so if you got to send a bunch of cops to break this up, well, they're all occupied, and then you got people doing carjackings and burglaries, and it's Oakland is wild right now, folks. Absolutely wild. And it's not the only city. Well, yeah, actually, let me stay in Oakland for a little bit. There's more. That's just one sideshow. There's plenty of other ones. This is them breaking up a giant homeless encampment at some park, but okay, that's one I just played. Oh, here's just random dude that got shot. Oh no, he got attacked by 2 German shepherds. It wasn't a pit bull this time, guys. Get off my dog. Sorry, they're always trying to take my pit bull from me. Here, look at this. All right, so this is just another sideshow. This is just from like a couple days before. Let's look at it. So the thing is, they steal these cars. So that's why you see, like, why would they light their car on fire and leave it in an intersection? Because it's not their car. They stole it. It's sorry, Scarlett, you gotta stop. Yeah, so they steal cars and just go rally them around, light them on fire, and then abandon them in the intersection. And people will show up the next day, and there'll be like 5 cars just sitting in the middle of an intersection, all burned to the ground. And then the city's just got to clean it up, and it'll look like a war zone. And this is happening like every night, coming to a city near you, folks. All right, let's see. North Bay, East Bay, South Bay, they all suck. Honey Badger, how you doing? You're leaving Cali? Why? Don't leave Cali. Stay and help me fight these leftards. Sideshow Shang. That's the mayor of Oakland. Yep, she's the worst. You find the sideshows on Instagram, NorCal Bangers. They distribute content from across Cali. They have drones to elude police. Yeah, it's like a whole organized thing, huh? They do they like shoot rap videos and stuff, and this turns into like a production. This they've been doing the sideshow things in Oakland for years. I mean, they've been shutting down freeways and stuff, and this kind of all started with the race scene. It's a shame that they're burning up a Camaro right there. That drives me crazy. It looks like a super sport Camaro. It's like, yeah, like I hope it just breaks my heart. Like, why would you do that? So I feel like these sideshows kind of started with the Bay Area used to have a giant drag racing scene, like from way before when I was a kid. You South Bay people, Bailey, they used to have the races out in Milpitas. I grew up hot rodding and stuff, so I wasn't like heavy into the racing, but I would go out to the races and watch and stuff, and try to keep my Chevelle running. But yeah, okay, T-Bone Tony, thank you. Stolen car, yeah, I assumed all these cars were stolen, but yeah, it's a shame. It's a brand new, nice Camaro, and where are they stealing them from? Are they stealing them like right off the lot? And yeah, I don't know. This shit is just crazy, you guys. Oakland is wild. So, all right. So the point is, you got Pamela Price over in Alameda County, super soft on crime. This officer, tragically, end of watch. It's a big deal. And now there's a lot of eyes on it. Well, the same thing's been happening across the bay over in San Francisco for a while now. I mean, fortunately, San Francisco, you guys bear with me. take what I say with a grain of salt. Fortunately, you have Brooke Jenkins in there now. I feel like she's going to do a better job than this dude, Chesa Boudin, because it was a revolving door for criminals back when he was, in charge here. Let's see. North Side, East Bay is more stolen cars doing donuts. South Bay culture was more okay. All right. I'm not going to read that. North Side. South East Side. I grew up in the South Bay. I grew up in San Jose. Let's see. Kiki Ray, Alameda, ironically, the partner of FTX, or just part of the. No, Alameda was just the name of their company, right? They was FTX, were they Bay Area people? I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure. But the FTX stuff, you'll squirrel me with that. Don't get me all sidetracked on the FTX stuff, because they're dropping a bunch of charges against him. You guys see all that? Don't get me all sidebarred on that one. All right, San Francisco, I talked about this briefly last night, but San Francisco obviously has a major fentanyl problem, major fentanyl dealer problem, major problem with openly doing fentanyl out on the streets, in front of kids, parks, whatever. It's just a free-for-all. It's insane. And a lot of these fentanyl dealers are from Honduras, and they're here illegally. And they get busted dealing fentanyl. I don't even know if the cops arrest them anymore, because they would arrest them, they would go to jail, and they'd be released. They're right back out with, they'll take the fentanyl that they have on them. They'll take the drugs and the cash that they have on them, but they'll just go out and they're just given more drugs by whoever, and they go out and they sell that, and they just recoup their losses. It's a revolving door of fentanyl dealers. And don't take my word for it. Listen to Chesa Boudin explain it. This is the guy that was in charge before Brooke Jenkins. This is him talking about exactly what I was just explaining.
But we need to also recognize that a significant percentage of people selling drugs in San Francisco, perhaps as many as half, are here.
Go Cheese Millennial. Thanks for hanging out.
From Honduras. And many of them have been trafficked from Honduras. And we need to be mindful about the impact our interventions have and about how those interventions can be effective. Some of these young men have been trafficked here under pain of death. Some of them have had family members who have been in Honduras, who have been or will be harmed if they don't continue to pay off the traffickers that brought them here.
Okay, so are you listening to what he's saying there? Like, hey, so half of these dealers on our streets in San Francisco are here illegally from Honduras. He doesn't say specific, but they are, because they were trafficked here. He just says they were trafficked here, right? So they're here illegally. He's painting this like they were sent here against their will. Everyone in San Francisco, especially in the Tenderloin, knows who the Hondos are. They don't exactly look like somebody's holding a gun to their head. They're making good money. They got protection. They're not hungry. They're not the ones addicted to fentanyl. They're doing okay. Doesn't seem like their families being held hostage back in Honduras. But what Chesa Boudin's explaining here is, yeah, we kind of just gotta let them keep dealing fentanyl on our streets, guys. Or they might hurt their family in another country. That's what he's saying here. I'm going to play this again. Tell me where I missed what Chesa Boudin is explaining here. I'm going to start from the beginning. Listen, I'm going to let the whole thing play through. It's 1 minute and 42 seconds.
But we need to also recognize that a significant percentage of people selling drugs in San Francisco, perhaps as many as half, are here from Honduras. And many of them have been trafficked from Honduras. And we need to be mindful about the impact our interventions have and about how those interventions can be effective. Some of these young men have been trafficked here under pain of death. Some of them have had family members who have been in Honduras, who have been or will be harmed if they don't continue to pay off the traffickers that brought them here. These are not idle threats. I can tell you from a young Honduran man who I personally represented when I was a public defender who was accused of selling drugs and who was guilty of selling drugs and who eventually pled guilty to what he was accused of, that when he cooperated years before I met him, when he cooperated with federal authorities in a different state.
JJ, he's describing edge cases with these dealers. What do you mean by edge cases? I'm very curious. Are you talking about like the extreme examples of these? Kiki Ray. I got really interested in learning a lot about Cali politics when Kylie Rodney went missing in Truckee. I don't know this. I don't know this one. I did so much research on Placer, Nevada counties, lots of shady stuff that isn't even bad compared to SF. I love it out there too. I have a buddy that lives in Auburn, and my best friend lives out in Granite Bay. You know what, Kiki? Can you send me that story? That sounds pretty interesting, actually. T-Bone Tony, yes, FTX was Silicon Valley. Okay, is that why it was named Alameda? Was he Alameda County? I'm assuming. I'm sorry, I'm kind of ignorant to this one. Sanctuary city laws prevent the city from sending them to ICE. Yes, exactly, right. Trump was elected in part because Kate Steinle murdered an illegal immigrant. I don't know that either. I don't know that case either. Let's see. Goat Cheese Millennial. Since when do public defenders care about their clients? No, he's not a public defender. This was the San Francisco district attorney. So this is the reason I'm bringing it up. So I was just talking about Pamela Price over in Alameda County. She's the district attorney over there. So you guys don't know geographically the Bay Area, right across. I'm also going to bring up a map to show you guys that aren't from the Bay Area. But Alameda County is Alameda County is Oakland, and a lot of other cities too. But any crime that happens in Oakland, it's under the Alameda County purview, and it's directly across from San Francisco. There's a big body of water in between, and then right across the bay. So the Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price and Chesa Boudin, this district attorney, the guy that I just showed you, the guy that's talking in this video here, this is Chesa Boudin, the former district attorney of San Francisco, who was recalled. He was recalled, and that's what gave the Gavin Newsom recall hope. But he was successfully recalled in San Francisco. So think about that, you guys. And the only people that voted to keep him in, by the way, the only freaking people are like the Burnell Heights, San Francisco Heights, Pacific Heights, the super wealthy, really wealthy areas in San Francisco. Those are the only ones that voted to keep him there. Now Brooke Jenkins is in office. But anyway, Pamela Price, the current DA in Alameda County, Chesa Boudin, the former DA in San Francisco, who behaved the exact same way with the revolving door of crime and just letting everything slide, meanwhile being super hard on, like the middle class and regular worker type people. They're both Soros-backed DAs, both of them. And yeah, they behave in the exact same way. And they're right across the bay from each other. And it's pretty much with that, I mean, I don't know who's in charge of the South Bay, like San Jose, but if you got that as well, that the whole Bay Area would be. I mean, look at Oakland and look at San Francisco. Oakland, San Francisco, Los Angeles are like the three shining jewels of awful, awful, horrible cities in California. All three cities used to be beautiful, wonderful cities. They always had their dingy parts and the seedy underbelly of the cities, but now you can't say the entire city, but it touches the entire city. The crime, the homelessness, Oakland, San Francisco, LA, they're all super bad. And actually, who's the DA in LA? I would bet the DA in LA is also a Soros-backed DA. So let's see. T-Bone Tony, I'm not saying that either. Burnell Heights, Tenderloin, and Mission voted for Chesa. Tenderloin did? You know what? I bet you. Did you see the video of this dude that works directly for Dean Preston? This guy, this shady little dude, he was running around and he was like stealing recall ballot things. I would be surprised. Yeah, that sounds shady, T-Bone Tony. The whole Chesa Boudin, tenderloin voting to keep Chesa Boudin, that makes no sense. The rich areas it does. Everybody else recalled him though. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some shenanigans that went on with those tenderloin ballots. Jeff Rosen is Santa Clara County and District Attorney. Wait, I just looked this up. I thought that was Santa Cruz. No, who's my district attorney? I thought my district attorney was Jeff Rosen. I just looked this up. I might be tripping. Gascon of LA is 100% Soros. There you go. Oh, it is Gascon. Okay, duh. Gascon, yeah, that's right. The Soy Boy in the Richmond district. Yeah. No, I'm from San Jose. No, I know, but I thought Jeff Rosen was Santa Cruz. So I'm wondering maybe he is also Santa Cruz. I don't know. Okay. All right. Let me keep going here. So actually, yeah, that's kind of like you guys get my point. We got these Soros-backed DAs and there's a revolving door of crime. That's sort of my point. There's the shooting over in Oakland, the cop and to watch, but it's really drawn a lot of attention to it. So the guy that shot the cop was released by Pamela Price. Got a bunch of priors and stuff, and he was treated leniently. He's on parole or probation or whatever for some other crime that he committed. It's just, there's a common theme here. They keep freaking George Soros-backed DAs are very soft on crime. And in my opinion, it's to destabilize cities strategically. It's the biggest cities. You think about it, like what's happening in all of, not just in the US, in Western cities, in the most iconic Western cities. What's happening in all of them? What are the most iconic Western cities? San Francisco, New York, are what you think of, and LA. And I'm not trying to disparage any other cities out there, you guys, okay? Those are just what I think of, okay? So New York, San Francisco, London, Paris, Milan. What's happening in all these cities? It's very similar. What's happening? They're being flooded with people that aren't from there and not technically legally allowed to be there in all these cities. And I can't speak to the district attorneys, whatever the same thing would be in other countries, but I would imagine they're being soft on crime over there as well. This whole thing is, it's very hard. The thing that's happening at the border with intentionally allowing all these people in. I talk about it all the time. Yuri Bezmenov, destabilization. This all seems intentional, and it's you would sound like a crazy nutbag conspiracy theorist if you were saying this stuff a few years ago. But now, with how much stuff has happened, with just how crazy things are, how bad the crime is in so many cities, and the crazy shit that they're doing. T-Bone Tony, rich billionaires are slushing their money around to assuage their liberal guilt. Soros is bad. The wife of Reed Hastings, Netflix CEO, is worse. She is bankrolling these crazies as well. Damn, T-Bone Tony, I need to talk to you. The Great Replacement. You think? Well, okay. So the Great Replacement. I mean, that has they always try to call that one. Well, okay, actually, I don't even know what the Great Replacement theory is. I'm just it's in my peripheries right now. But is that the voter-based thing? I mean, that is what a lot of people are trying to say. I mean, they are trying to allow illegal immigrants to vote, right? Like, I haven't heard anything specific about this in California, but you can kind of see it trending that direction. I bring it up every episode. You no longer need to be a United States citizen to be a police officer in California. And San Francisco is the first department to implement this policy. But statewide, any department can implement this policy. You don't have to be a United States citizen. You just have to be legally allowed to work here, whatever that means. So it seems pretty pretty loose to me. Like because people can get IDs. Illegal immigrants can come here, you can get IDs, and well, now you can get insurance, or you can get health insurance through the state. So we're kind of trending in the direction of allowing illegal immigrants to vote. And I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it, my friends. But that kind of is what I wanted to talk about with those were the two district attorneys I wanted to talk about. So we'll just look at other craziness that's going on in San Francisco, because I haven't done a stream where I'm just looking through stuff in a while. Oh, okay. Well, this is okay. All right. This is something that I wanted to get into. I did a whole episode on this, but it was a while ago. So it's another San Francisco thing that happened. I don't want to pause the video so it doesn't play while I'm talking. Night Watchman, how's you doing? Nice to see you. I was a peace officer in California, and that makes me sick. What makes you sick? That illegal immigrants can now be police officers. Fact check me on this too. Like, look it up. It's a real thing. And yeah, you don't. But I'm not sure. I don't have the confidence to go out and say that illegal immigrants can become cops in California, but it kind of looks that way to me, because it's the verbiage in you don't have to be a United States citizen, you just have to be legally allowed to work in California. Well, okay, illegal immigrants are allowed to work in California in a lot of instances. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on, you guys. I might have to mute. It's right there. I actually hate it when this happens. It's like right there, but it's not quite. You don't know when it's going to happen. My sneeze. This happened to you guys when you get older too. This didn't happen when I was a kid. This didn't happen until recently. My sneezes come in threes now. Why is this? When did this start? Why? I'm 40. All of a sudden, my sneezes come in threes. Why? At least three. It's always three. I don't understand it. It's weird. Is that a symptom of something? Oh man, I just had a doctor on here. I should have asked her. Oh man. Dr. Mary Tally Boudin, if you're watching, is there something wrong with me because I'm sneezing in triplets? I'm scared now. Okay. JJ, let her rip. I don't want to do it like right on the microphone. It'd be all bad. Just snot boogers all over. You guys wouldn't want to see that. It'd be bad. Knowing my luck, one would end up like right on the lens there. It would just be, well, that'd be a great clip to watch, wouldn't it? All right. Okay. Sorry. I get so squirreled and distracted. Okay. So this is a San Francisco thing that happened, but this happened when Chesa Boudin was already gone. This is when Brooke Jenkins took over after Chesa Boudin was recalled. And many of you guys know this case. So you've got former San Francisco Fire Commissioner I'm probably going to butcher his name, Don Carmageni, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and then Garrett Doty is the person that assaulted him. This case drove me crazy because let me see if I can go to there. Okay, the alleged footage. This is from Sergio Quintana. You guys should give this guy a follow. He's a great, he's like a straight shooter. He's a good journalist. He's a good local journalist that puts together, you could tell he's, I don't know if he's a lefty or a conservative, which is, I can't tell. So that's good by his coverage. So give him a follow. Sergio Quintana. He is SVQ journalist. So at SVQ journalist on Twitter. Give him a follow. He puts together good stuff. So, all right. So you guys know, well, I'll start from the assault here. So this is Don Carmageni, the former police fire commissioner, getting beat with a pole by a guy at a gas station. So I'll just play this. You guys can hear it. There's a 20-second video, but many of you guys might not know about this. I've covered it before, but I'll give the whole recap. But here's the actual incident itself. sorry. So you could tell he's already bleeding from the head, right? And he has a metal, it's like a long metal pole, and it's got like a piece of metal sticking out at the end. It almost looks like a long torque wrench with a socket at the end of it, but that's not what it is. It's a long piece of metal. People are calling it a crowbar. It's not a crowbar, but it's a long piece of metal with like a spike at the end of it. If you get hit in the head, you're going to get cut. It's going to cause some serious damage. He just gets hit in the arm. You can tell he's already been struck in the head. He's bleeding from his head. Keep letting it play. Actually, that's the end of it. Okay, so there's more footage where, okay, here, sorry, there's, another video. You heard that, and you can see him chasing him down the street. So Don Carmagini's now running down the street away, and he's chasing him, still hitting him in the head. So even before he's running away, Don Carmagini's defenseless, got his hands up, getting beat, all that. That's attempted murder, you guys. I mean, whatever degree it is. But yeah, if you're repeatedly hitting a man in the head with a metal object that has a spike at the end of it, that's attempted murder. If I'm not a lawyer, but yeah, you're trying to kill the person. Looks like it to me. So let me check the chat. It's like, you guys tell me if you've already heard about this story. Love to have your opinion on it. Okay, so that's the actual incident itself. That was the attack. Well, allegedly, and there isn't any proof of this, but let's say this is him. This is Don Carmagini going around the neighborhood spraying homeless people with bear spray. So let's watch this video. Okay. All right, so I'll pause it. Okay, it's a perfect freeze frame right there. You guys see this? So you got a homeless person sleeping on the sidewalk here, and a dude comes up in a mask, sprays him point blank in the face, and that's obviously not cool. So, all right. Okay. Well, apparently this Don Carmagini guy has been having ongoing issues with the Garrett Doty guy, the guy that attacked him, because he's been blocking his mom's driveway or harassing his mom, sleeping too close to his mom's house, something like that. Ongoing issues with probably not just Garrett Doty, but other homeless people in the community. See, that's the thing, is like the homeless. Anyway, so here's another video of him allegedly walking around spraying people. So let's watch this one. Oh, that might be actually Garrett Doty. That might actually be him. Okay, so we'll let it play again. It's a 30-second video. Okay, so you can see it looks like same guy. He's got a mask on, same build, right? He's walking up. He's got a bear can. And just out of frame, it looks like he sprayed somebody just out of frame, and the dude runs away. And the dude that runs away, it looks like he was anticipating this. Like he knew this was coming. Like he recognized this guy. Like this has already happened before. So let's say this is Don Carmagini, right? Let's just say this is him. It's not cool, obviously. That's not cool at all. That doesn't make what happened to him not attempted murder and not a vicious beating with a metal pipe. Was there no, you can't justify that, but was there I'm searching for the word here. There's no cause or justification for it, but if that is him doing it, they obviously had an ongoing feud and things are going to escalate. Yeah, but this dude Garrett Doty, and I don't know if that's Garrett Doty in the picture here. It might be him, but the dude Garrett Doty is now just back out on the streets in the same area. Just originally they weren't even going to charge him. This whole thing went to trial, and they found him not guilty. The citizens of San Francisco, the San Francisco jury, found him not guilty. And I talk about this. I just basically say, like, I can't holy crap, I can't believe that. Because what the jury's job is to determine whether that was an assault or whatever they charged him with, right? That physical assault, whether they charged him with attempted murder or assault in a whatever degree, that was what their job was, to determine whether that was an assault or not. So this isn't even proven. That's the thing. It probably is. It probably is Don Carmageni going around spraying people with bear spray. The thing is, if you're a juror, you can't assume that it is. There's no proof of it. And they allowed these videos to be played at the trial as well, when that's not there. For all the jury knows is this is some random guy going around spraying. Granted, it is probably Don Carmageni. It's not the point. This is like the legal, and he was let off. He was found not guilty of assault or whatever the charges were. It's just San Francisco is, I don't know if people are brainwashed. I don't know. Let me check in here. T-Bone Tony. Oh, Cameron, thanks for joining. What precipitated this incident? Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, okay. Are you saying that it was justified? Because that's not. This is my point. If that's what I'm not sure if that's what you're saying, but let's see. The guy was breaking into houses, and the FD commissioner bear-maced him. He was breaking into houses. See, so that's the thing too, is like, I'm not justifying the bear spraying. I'm not justifying him hitting him with the pipe. I'm not justifying either. But my point is that the San Francisco jury let him off. They just found him not guilty when he's on camera doing it. I mean, the dude's bleeding from his face. He's chasing him down the sidewalk. You heard the pole hit his head, clonk. The damage is severe. He broke his jaw. He had punctures in his head. He absolutely could have killed him. He messed him up. The dude's life will never be the same after this attack. It was a vicious attack, a vicious beating that he will never fully recover from. That was a messed up thing. They found him not guilty. Let him off. And I'm not justifying either side, but yeah, if I live in San Francisco, I've been living there for decades, and my mom lives there, and somebody's harassing my mom, yeah, I'm probably gonna, do some unreasonable things. Allegedly, maybe. Yeah. All right. Let's see. B Sizzo, nice to see you. Cameron, okay, you weren't even talking about this. All right, my bad. Didn't mean to single out there. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be all accusational there. This is what a lot of people in San Francisco are doing. So let me go back to your comment, Cameron, that you weren't talking about. What precipitated the incident? Yeah, okay, you're genuinely asking. Yeah, so the incident, I'm assuming, when you hit him with the pole. Well, yeah, apparently this is an ongoing feud where Garrett Doty and probably other people are camping. They're doing things that homeless people do. Drugs, being super loud at night, right in front of your... I heard that they're blocking his mom's garage door, keeping her from being able to drive in and out of the... It's an ongoing thing. And yeah, people are going to get mad. And the tragedy of this whole thing, how it never should have happened, is it's because San Francisco allows this homeless situation to continue, and they allow the homeless to do whatever they want. They really do whatever they want. I talk about they're not going to have stores anymore in San Francisco, because you really can go into a store in one side of town, walk in, fill your backpack with whatever, dish soap, deodorant, toothpaste. This is a lot of stuff that's stolen is sanitary stuff, and fill your backpack, go 5 miles away, set up a table and sell it at night. And they're super ghetto flea market that they got. The cops just stand there and let them sell it. Everybody knows it's stolen merchandise. It's insane. And the same thing's happening in a lot of cities. I've seen this happening over in DC right now. Sorry. All right. Let's check in on the chat here. Catherine Turner, nice to see you. I'm not saying that. JJ, keep up the good work. Need to put my daughter to bed. All right, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. I think we're caught up on the chat here. All right. Let's see. All right, we'll continue with San Francisco. Okay, so that's kind of the Garrett Doty thing. So, yeah, he's back out. Like he was huge. The reason I was reminded of all of this because he was just, I don't know if he was busted doing something else, but he was. Oh, here it is. Breaking. Garrett Doty arrested. Oh, okay. Garrett Doty arrested on 5150 after trespassing and arguing with building owner who said, "You need to move along." Doty followed him through his side gate into a building through the service entrance and began flailing his arms at the Irish elder. Okay, so there you go, guys. So he gets let. Oh, man. This is the guy that just beat Don Carmagani with a pipe. You guys saw it on film. This is the same guy that you just saw on film. They found him not guilty. He's back in the same, not just the same city, the same neighborhood. He's back in the marina harassing people again because the San Francisco citizens voted him not guilty of what you saw on camera. And now an old Irish guy says to him, "You need to move along." That's what he says to him. So Doty follows him through his side gate into his building through the service entrance and began flailing his arms around. I don't, San Francisco, are you brainwashed? I know there's a bunch of people in San Francisco that are even more irate about all this than I am. But just the jury pool thing about how they could find him not guilty. That is, perpetually voting for your same, whatever you want to call this, your squalor, whatever you're living in. You're intentionally doing this to yourselves. Everything that's happening in San Francisco, it's always defended by the progressives, and you don't get more progressives in San Francisco. San Francisco is the progressive socialist bastion of the country, not just, well, maybe Seattle, maybe Portland. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, yeah, okay, it's up for debate, but you get my point. Is you got like Dean Preston, Tenderloin, just open, straight up socialist. You can read it when he is in fact that dude's a communist. But all right, so yeah, that's it. Wasn't even the Soros DA that did this. It's just this was San Francisco citizens finding him not guilty, allowing him just back out on the streets. All right, yeah. Then you got scenes like this, just everywhere you go. San Francisco, man. It is just such a shame. I talk about San Francisco so much because of how much I love the city. I still love the city. I still love going there because I know how to avoid all this crap. For the most part, some of it is unavoidable, but I love the Presidio. I love, a lot of San Francisco. All of San Francisco, even the Tenderloin, even the grimy parts. I do still love it. It's just they're not even trying anymore. So, yeah, all right. I think that's all I got, you guys. I'm sad. Just sad. I want San Francisco not to suck anymore. It's just sad. They're not even trying. Well, no, they are trying. They're intentionally trying to destroy the city that I love. Go Cheese Millennial, not the Irish Elder. SF used to be rad. I'm really sad for the West Coast. Yeah, me too, man. T-Bone Tony, send you a DM, your experience with political campaigns. Yeah, you were pretty knowledgeable here tonight, man. Send me just a DM just with like just whatever, a single word right now, just so you're in my unread messages. T-Bone Tony, my notification, you guys, if you DM me or if you say something in my notifications, they're getting insane. I can't manage them anymore. So I apologize if I don't respond, or if you guys are waving your hands around trying to get my attention and I don't see it for whatever reason. I really apologize. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. It's just things are getting crazy. Actually, if I still have your attention, you guys, this is my job now. I still like send out resumes and stuff, and I am still on the out of work list at the Union Hall. I'm number 8 on the books, Sound and Communications, IBEW, local 595, paying my union dues every month. There's no work. This is my job now. And if you appreciate what I do, I greatly appreciate any support that you guys want to give. Likes, retweets, comments always help. But if you want to support the show and me, help me keep the lights on, the internet, all this stuff, this does take a lot of work. This does take a lot of time. And I'm putting myself out there a lot. And the threat level, it sounds ridiculous, but this is a real thing. The threat level is starting to rise. I'm not anonymous, and I'm not saying I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, but I get recognized sometimes now, you guys. And anyway, I still got to pay the bills. I still got to feed the dogs. You guys know my car just exploded. I'm still not even sure what exploded. It's still on the side of the road right now. So if you guys want to contribute, there's a Give, Send, Go set up. It is in the description of the video of what you're watching now below. The easiest way, there's a little icon in my Twitter bio, right next to my name. There's just a little icon, and you can donate that way. So if you guys like the show and you want to support, it is always greatly appreciated. This is what I'm doing now. I'm trying to do it every night, but Saturday. That is pretty much what I got. So thank you guys so much for joining in. Oh, Casey Martin, you heard the radio show? Awesome. That's fun. Northside. Not our coast, but this is in a nutshell the problem. If you put stuff in the comments, Northside, I'm probably not going to end up clicking on it during the show. If you DM me stuff though, Northside, I will see your DMs because we follow each other. Casey Martin, you should have seen the Presidio when it was a closed army base. Yeah, I've only seen the movie. Yeah, I imagine the Presidio was gorgeous when it was a closed army base. Yeah, I imagine it was gorgeous back then. T-Bone Tony, thank you so much. Catherine Turner, well, maybe the prosecution didn't have a compelling argument to convince the jury. Well, there's the video. You don't even need to argue. If the charge is assault with a deadly weapon, right? If that's the charge, there's the video of him hitting him in the head with the deadly weapon, and the person that got hit in the head with the deadly weapon running away down the street, and the same other person chasing him, continuing to hit him. There's no argument that needs to be made. You could literally say, those are my opening arguments. Play the video and let it play and say the prosecution rests. I mean, that's a compelling enough argument. It's right there. So I get it, not a compelling enough argument, but this much more seems like a very, very biased jury to me. So I get what you're saying, but I'm not buying on this one. Not at all. It's on video. So if you guys want to, here, I'll just retweet it really quick. So if you guys want to go to my Twitter and see it, I just reposted it right now. So that's the actual, if you missed it, Catherine. All right, you guys. Well, you know how we do it. Before we end the show, and, Northside, Go Cheese Millennial, Casey Martin, First Shot, T-Bone Tony, Catherine, JJ, Cameron, Night Watchman, a lot of you guys in here, Kiki Ray. Yeah, all you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Before we get out of here, you know how we do it. Go tell a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth. By Chuck Norris. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got tonight. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, all right. Here's the Chuck Norris joke of the evening, folks. A recent poll discovered 93% of women think about Chuck Norris during sex. A related poll discovered Chuck Norris thinks about Chuck Norris 100% of the time during sex. And on that note, stay CaliBased.